Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Timberwolves coach compares Warriors' Jonathan Kuminga to $244 million star. Jonathan Kuminga's best postseason game has impressed Minnesota Timberwolves coach Chris Finch. Kuminga scored a playoff career-high 30 points on 11 of 18 shooting, 6 rebounds, 3 assists and 2 blocks. Though his effort was not enough to grab a much-needed win for the Stephen Curry-less Golden State Warriors, he won the admiration of the opposing coach. He is a very gifted scorer. He reminds me a little bit of Ant, Finch said on KFAN-FM 100.3 on Monday, referring to his star Anthony Edwards. Edwards is only a year older than Kuminga, but the Timberwolves handed him the keys to their franchise after selecting him number 1 in the 2020 NBA draft. They extended Edwards to a 5-year, $244.6 million max extension in 2023. It wasn't the case for Kuminga, whom the Warriors picked number 7 overall in 2021. Kuminga was in and out of a Warriors veteran-laden rotation. He showed flashes of brilliance and had a breakout this season until the Warriors traded for Jimmy Butler. Now, Kuminga is fighting for his next contract as he enters restricted free agency with little to show and sporadic playing time. Golden State coach Steve Kerr gave his flowers to Kuminga, who put on a show after receiving a string of DNPs from the 4-time champion coach. "He was brilliant," Kerr said of Kuminga. JK played one of the best games of his life. "It was fantastic to see, and you can see how necessary he is in this matchup, especially without Steph. We're having a tough time getting free, and he's obviously capable of giving us some points, getting to the rim. And I thought he was fantastic. I've said it a couple times to you guys, I've just been impressed with the way he's handled things the last couple weeks, with the way he stayed ready and put in the work. It paid off tonight." Kuminga is averaging 24.0 points on 65.5% overall shooting and 57.1% from the three-point line with 5.5 rebounds, 2.0 assists and 1.5 blocks in the Warriors' last 2 games that Curry missed due to a grade 1 left hamstring strain. Despite his gaudy numbers, it didn't lead to a victory, which gave credence to Kerr's earlier decision to bench him. The reality is, if Curry was healthy, Kuminga wouldn't have seen action in the last 2 games. Why Kerr was reluctant to play Butler-Kuminga combo. Getty Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr shakes hands with Jonathan Kuminga. When Kerr decided to bench Kuminga beginning in the Warriors' regular season finale against the Los Angeles Clippers, his reason was that the 22-year-old forward couldn't fit next to Butler. "Every game is different and I think Jimmy's arrival took away a lot of Jonathan's minutes at the 4, Kerr said on 95.7 The Game's Mark T. Willard and Dan Dibley on April 10. "There's no doubt that as soon as Jimmy, Butler, arrived and we started winning, we leaned into the lineup combinations that enhanced Jimmy because we were winning and Jonathan was out for that whole stretch. We went like 17-3 or something, so we're going to keep doing what's been winning. But the lineup with Jimmy, Jonathan and Draymond Green doesn't fit really well, frankly. It just doesn't. We need more spacing. We've found other lineups that have clicked, and this is just part of the deal, being in the NBA, and you've got to adapt to whatever's happening with the team." Yet that Butler-Kuminga-Green lineup nearly carried the Warriors to victory in Game 3. In 36 minutes the trio played together across 4 playoff games. They had a 22.9 net rating, per NBA Advanced Stats. It's just a small sample size but it shows it can work. Stephen Curry makes definitive statement on availability for Game 5 after Warriors loss. The Golden State Warriors are 1 defeat away from elimination and looking for a spark wherever they can find one. Unfortunately for the Warriors, however, that boost won't come from injured superstar Stephen Curry. Mark J. Spears of Anscape asked Curry about the possibility that he might return for Game 5 on Wednesday, May 14, against the Minnesota Timberwolves following Golden State's home loss on Monday, May 12, which put them down 3-1 in the series. Draymond Green provided some of the context for Spears' question after commenting on Curry's potential availability following Game 4. "We're not going to Superman this thing," Green said, per Spears. "I'm sure if he can play, he will." Curry was definitive in his answer that he simply won't be able to go in Game 5, even though team doctors plan to re-evaluate his strained hamstring on Wednesday ahead of the matchup. "Even if I wanted to be Superman, I couldn't," injured Warriors guard Stephen Curry told at Ends Cape in response to Green's words about Game 5, Spears wrote on X. Curry added he doesn't expect to be available in Game 5 and won't know anything more about his hamstring until his next medical evaluation. Golden State won Game 1 in Minneapolis, despite Curry exiting the contest in the middle of the second quarter. Minnesota won with relative ease in Game 2 and headed to San Francisco for the next two contests. The general consensus was that the Warriors needed to figure out a way to win at least once at home, which would guarantee a Game 6 at Chase Center on May 18. Members of the franchise told reporters that Curry's injury probably wouldn't allow him to come back before then, and a Game 6 return was the best-case scenario. Golden State fought hard in Game 3, leading well into the fourth quarter, but ultimately fell by 5 points. The Warriors also had a 2-point lead at halftime of Game 4, though the Timberwolves pulled away in the third quarter, outscoring the home team by 22 points in the stanza. Minnesota can close out the series and move on to the Western Conference Finals with a victory at Target Center on Wednesday night. NBA trade rumors: Golden State Warriors could acquire $101,355,998 Los Angeles Lakers superstar to form Big Three with Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler. They face an uncertain future after a challenging playoff run. Is nearing the end of his illustrious career, and so is Draymond Green. Even though they acquired earlier this year, their path to the Western Conference could look bleak given the injuries that these players succumb to. Could a blockbuster move for a Lakers superstar change their fortunes next season? Disclaimer: the data and analysis in this post are based on conjecture as of right now. Although the information is based on reliable sources, it's crucial to remember that these are not official declarations or verified actions. It is advised that readers use caution when interpreting this analysis and wait for official updates as the offseason progresses. LeBron James to the Golden State Warriors? NBA insider Ways and Sports Illustrated's Alex Kirschenbaum recently suggested that the Golden State Warriors might pursue forward LeBron James this offseason. James, a four-time NBA champion, could provide Golden State with much-needed frontcourt size and experience. And you fan? What do you think about LeBron James' situation? Write in the comments.